Well, I want to bring a flash from the past to the
Okay.
interview today. We'll bring on our friend that you may have remembered in your past from a
In my
long time
past.
ago. The
Yes.
insane Darrell Wayne is here. Are
Hi,
you there,
Darrell.
insane?
Josie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Darrell?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. They needed some adult supervision, so they called me to step in and have a couple of words.
Yeah.
Actually, we were born the same year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Darrell Wayne used to play your music at KROQ in Los
Yeah.
Angeles, where
Yeah,
he,
I
yeah,
remember it.
original.
I remember it. And then Jim Carroll was like really,
Very popular. The people who died the song, and
yeah, I
and
know.
and of course Rodney.
And
Can't
Rodney. Yeah. Yeah.
That
you
was a
can't
crew, a radio crew back in the day. Now
yeah
here
you
we
Yeah.
can't
are in
brush
the
Rodney under the
digital
carpet.
video, digital world. Here, look at us on our
Mm-hmm.
computers.
Yeah, I know. It's all different. The whole music business went to hell, you know.
It's
Probably a good
completely
thing.
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is different today. But
Yeah.
I am a complete and total fan. I'll tell you that much right now. Just in
Yeah.
preparing for the interview, I was reviewing some stuff and I just forgot how good this stuff was. You know, I mean, going back through your music videos and your songs and
Hmm.
well, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
The production value is huge.
Yeah, the Payne brothers, they were masters of their trade.
Now,
Absolutely.
did you have a crew of people, Josie, writing songs way back then? I know you probably have different crew now, but
Well, I mean, I write my own songs now, and I wrote like about half of them back then. And the Payne brothers, wrote like we kind of split the songwriting, and then they did all the production and but they were very unknown for what they did. I wish more people knew about them. They wrote "Johnny, Are You Queer?" So yeah,
What
so
about your association with the Looking Glass? Junior Loves Marianne, that sort of popped in as the second song that the Looking Glass did after Brandy, and I know you had some involvement with those guys.
well, I didn't. I just did this. The song was presented to me, and I liked it, and so that was the extent of our involvement. But he sent me a very nice letter. He loved the song, so that was really nice. Yeah, that was the that was this from the second record. Yeah, I remember
One
all.
thing, one thing that just knocked me out watching was the Ballad of Elvis Presley.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's on my new record. That
Amazing.
Thank you. Like, Lee Rocker plays bass on it, and Clem Burke plays drums on that one, and yeah, I'm from Texas, so I can like I can hitch up some rockabilly moments a
Kick
little
up the
bit.
heels with the best of those Stray Cats, right?
Yeah. Well, my mom wanted me to be Tammy Wynette, so I kind of came late into that possibility, but in that one song. But yeah, I'm glad you like that. I love that video, and I did actually 5 videos from this new record, and so the trilogy of horrors, or 3 of them, but I did Ukrainian Cowboy and the Ballad of Elvis Presley. So
well, where did this all come from? I mean, Monster Palooza is in full effect here. The moon is
It was
out, the
Rob
full moon.
Zombie influencing.
Is that where it came from? I'm sure it wasn't just Rob Zombie. I mean,
well,
there's
I
some
mean,
rockabilly in there. What's going on?
yeah, I just let all the all the things that wanted to come into this record. I let them come, but I mean I've been like a horror and science fiction like since I was a little girl. I was my big escape, and so I and I did that whole record of B movie soundtracks that John Waters wrote the liner notes to. So
Wow.
which is really cool. Um, and then I don't know with this I just seem to have done 3 videos in a row that were like I was killing a lot of people were dying, and I thought, God, this is my trilogy of horror, kind of as a joke. And I went, wait, it is my trilogy of horror. So So that's when we kind of came up with the concept of kind of going in Karen Black's shoes a little bit with Trilogy of Terror, and it was just funny, how it all ends up, where it is. You just can't plan for a lot of that. It just kind of like happens to you. Well, to me anyway.
Being in Texas all these years, I mean, how did you not fall into the evil influence of like ZZ Top and same three guys, same three chords kind of stuff? As far as rock was concerned.
Yeah. I just never. I left, pretty early, and I never really loved the Texas blues scene. And I was trying not to be Tammy Wynette because my mom wanted me to. So I just
that's a good reason not to, right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and so but all these influences came, and I don't know. I just let it roll on this record, and it's a little schizophrenic, they say. So.
Well, there is a genre of music pretty slim cut called psychobilly at this point.
Yeah, psychobilly. Yeah, I'm kind of like just the psycho part, but
leave the Billy at home.
Yeah, leave Billy at home.
The only thing I like about that is the fashion, though. I went to one of those and I was like, "Oh my God, these girls!"
Yeah,
are so cute
I bet.
Dresses and skirts.
I
and
bet.
The other thing is not Tammy Wynette. You could definitely fill in for Dolly Parton on occasion. Some of the looking at the Elvis.
Yeah.
You had
I had fun styling that one too. Like that was really, just to immerse myself in all of the, it was like, Gene Autry. I don't know. We were just trying to channel a whole bunch of, elements of being from Texas. So I felt I had the right from there.
So Johnny, Are You Queer was put out, what, 1981?
Yeah. Yeah.
And because of the it was controversial for its time. But if you put it out today, it wouldn't be, because the people in that genre accepted that label at this point for themselves. That's
interesting you say that, because I get asked that, quite a bit, like, could it come out today? And I've been asked that so much, and I've thought about it. I don't think it could come out today, and I'll tell you why. I think that things are so politically correct now. If that song hadn't come out at that exact moment when New Wave was kind of like ambivalent sexuality, and the whole gay movement was moving into from punk rock and it was done with a certain kind of humor. It didn't have to be me, but it had to be at that moment when people were just open, for new ideas, and the kids didn't care if anyone was gay, and it just kind of snuck into the vernacular. And now it's funny because it's like one of the only words you can say. like I hear it all the time, NPR, and they were saying, and the interviewer was saying, well, that's the only word they will let him say, all his people, for gay is not a good way to describe it, and definitely not homosexual, but queer has become like, but I think right now if it had not been used before, I think people would reject it because it was used so badly in such, poor taste for so long. I think it would be too much for people.
It was interesting juxtaposition, the fact that although they didn't release it, the Go-Go's recorded that before you did, didn't they?
No, they didn't record it. They just played it live.
It? Oh, okay.
It was there. The Payne brothers wrote it, and they would play it, the last song, and they were kind of known for it, and they parted ways, and so the Payne brothers took the song with them and said they were going to take the song back. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I got to sing on the demo, which became the record. The demo became the song, and I got banned in Amsterdam. That's all I know. That's really like.
So were there other groups that you really respected at the time? Were you like a Runaways fan, or were you a Go-Go's fan?
Well, I mean, I loved the Go-Go's.
Joan Jett.
all those gals, I was, in that culture of in absolutely, being on the soundtrack of Valley Girl. I think that kind of helped evolve, music on the radio anyway. It was like they were mainly alternative, and all of a sudden, everyone except me became mainstream. I'm like the black. I'm the bad girl always, but
the Cyndi Lauper as well. He really made the jump.
oh yes, I had huge respect for her, and like Susie and the Banshees, and
X.
And yeah, I mean, I wasn't in their circle per se, but I was listening to all of it, the Horseheads, and all the the punk rock that was. I mean, I could get my hands on. Yeah.
So, did you get involved in the club scene a bunch or a little?
Well, I mean, not. I really wasn't playing very much live, music. At that point, I was just trying to fend off the world from wanting to lynch me. I don't know. It was pretty intense. The reaction. It was so shocking to me that people didn't take it with the intent of. It was so innocent, and she was such, she was dumb as a box of rocks. This girl, and she didn't have gaydar. I was just. It was more like an acting job for me because I knew that guy was just flaming, and so
So did you feel physically threatened at times? Were you concerned for your safety?
Not physically, but it was emotionally painful to have.
How do you think it would have been now with social media, man? Your timeline would have been just jammed,
No, I would have been sent to North Korea or something
overnight.
But I would have been huge in North Korea. I guarantee that. But maybe not. I don't know. But I was obsessed with North Korea for quite a while, and still am. I would love to go there. But this is off topic. But
that's interesting. I mean, you can. I think they have tours of some sort.
Oh, really?
You can at least go to that room, where it's on half of half.
Oh, where they have all the fake food and all the fake.
Yeah, and everybody's waving from the other side.
Yes. Like
fake smiles. I'm not getting
I wouldn't
paid.
go. I mean, I think that would be thrilling. Unless they kept me, that would be.
Well, you have to make your songs in North Korean. Like you have to do it in that language. That's the trick.
Yeah.
Do a B-side.
Yeah, I don't know if sex is allowed at all in North Korea. So
I think as long as the head guy gets to watch, I think it's okay.
Oh,
it's like the parade of the missiles.
He's always watching.
Vice
military down the street.
And Vice did the most amazing show about North Korea. Did you see that? It was fantastic.
Yeah, where they smuggled in a camera.
Yes.
And, that was outrageous. And the cameras are like HD, so you can really feel like. They're not like these potato cameras from before, where it's like.
I know. I mean, I think they were pretending, that it was just a phone, but they were filming, and they could have gotten it could have been all over.
Well, you know what they say, Josie, is music is the key to world peace. So you might want to consider
check that out. Yeah,
like touring over there.
Well, first you got to meet Dennis Rodman, hang out with him.
Yeah, the worm.
That's right. He has a friend over there. That's so crazy.
He has the friend over
there.
The
friend, yeah, the big friend.
The big friend.
F. Yeah. Capital F friend.
I don't know.
What I really enjoyed was, first of all, sometimes if you just hear the first song, you think, okay, that's sort of a novelty act. Like Cyndi Lauper, go back there again. Girls just want to have fun. But then something changes, and you hear something that just shows that the talent and the ability shine through. And for me, that was Pussycat Babylon. I love that song. I love your intonation. I love your voice. I love your intonality. It's just amazing.
Thank you so much. That's like one of my more recent things. I'm used to people just remembering the 80s, but I was so thrilled when people have watched my current, repertoire of, I love that song too. I just,
it's amazing.
Thank
So
you.
when you worked with Bomp Records, was Greg still alive, or was it
Yes.
Sandy, or both? Or
No, Greg was still alive, and yeah, he was like kind of a genius, but I think Sandy was running the whole thing.
yeah, they
That's
put out. I did in St. Erwin's No Disco album in 79, 80, and Rich Schmidt, who was the promo guy,
oh yeah,
put
I know
together
Rich.
their Bomp. Yeah,
Yeah, Richard.
yeah,
Yeah, he's reached out to me. Yeah,
yeah. We had in Music Plus and Licorice Pizza and Tower Records and all
yeah,
that.
all
I think
that.
Funk says you can still find one on occasion on YouTube
Yeah,
or eBay.
his are a little harder to find than yours, Josie. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
good. Someone's more obscure than myself. That's wonderful.
That'd be me.
I picked one of you a record from you up in Paso Robles, California one day. I said, "Do you know who this is?" And they go, "Yeah," because it was in like the wrong section, like
Oh, what
male
section?
vocalist or something. I
Oh,
don't know,
yeah.
something really dumb. It's
That's
the wrong
funny.
place. In fact, I'm taking this with me.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's
Uh-huh.
so funny. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you've been touring with this these new 3 songs. You're
Day
tripping
of the
Fred here,
Gun.
huh?
Well, I've been doing shows, yeah, and now I'm getting ready to go on an actual tour and a bunch of shows, in California and in Vegas and Arizona, and
We go that far to see you.
Yeah, we
yeah.
would. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Well,
go there. Yeah.
I'm playing at the Regent, on December 1st, downtown.
Vegas is pretty close.
Yeah. So
Arizona's pretty close. We can do that.
Tempe, I don't know. That's a long haul.
Hey, it's not
Have an
summertime
hour.
though, so we could do it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be cold, but not hot, and I could do it.
Tempe
Right?
is going to be cold?
Isn't it? I mean, it's
I don't
December,
know.
right?
In
I don't-
December, it's going to be a little chilly, yeah, because it's a desert, cold
I
desert.
don't know.
Well, that's worth going. Just that in
Just-
itself.
We'll go to a cool place.
Yeah, go to where it's cold. I love it.
So everybody's doing these end of the road tours. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm hanging on my hat. Simon Garfunkel, Elton John, Kiss. I mean, I actually went to the Hollywood Bowl on last Friday night for Kiss. 18,000 people.
Wow.
18,000 people in T-shirts and makeup.
No kidding.
Presented on the Hollywood Bowl. And when I realized that it was done and they weren't not going to play here anymore, I said, maybe it's just that it's not what they are saying, it's what they're not saying. They're saying it's the end of the road, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to go back to the studio or ever play again. And then they've now on December 2nd, when they're playing Madison Square Garden, there's a pay-per-view for $40 or something where you can see it live. And Gina's saying this is our last live performance.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well.
First of all, you have to take it with a grain of salt. I went to their farewell tour in 1980.
He'll sell his underwear to you if you ask him for it. You know what I mean? So I
You wear several pairs just to not to have one to give you.
Didn't Pink Floyd retire 12, 15 times?
Yeah.
I went to the Scorpions' last concert 10 years ago. They played, 4 times since. So.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a great thing to get people to come back. They're coming back. They're not dead.
But do you ever get tired of it just enough that you would just chuck the whole thing and say I'm not going to play live anymore?
Well, I didn't play live for quite a while. After the whole thing with Johnny Queer, and Electra, I really didn't. I wasn't out playing live for a while. I was making records, but yeah. I mean, I go in and out of it. Right now, I'm in it. I'm really, really loving it, and the people. It's just wonderful. The way people are so loving and I don't know, and just makes you feel like it's all worth it.
What do you say to the people that are now saying that rock is dead?
Ooh, good question.
Well, they keep saying that, and it keeps coming back. Like all those artists, of the last show, it's all synthesizer music from Sweden. They're like, okay, no, but now there's all these kids, doing folk punk on acoustic guitars, and it's like the coolest thing. And then it can't go away. I don't believe unless we all become robots and are just making music on our computers. That could happen.
That might
Well, I
happen.
think
You
that
could AI yourself, and we could have
with
Josie
AI.
Cotton doing like Jay-Z songs and stuff.
Yeah,
I
we
think
could.
one of the things is the barrier to entry is so much lower than it used to be. I mean, if you want to put out a record in 1970, 80, 90, you had to go to a studio, you had to have musicians, you had to have a big mixing board and all this. And now somebody with a laptop and a microphone and a
We're doing
voice
it right
can
now. We're
put it
making
out
a
right
Yeah,
now.
masterclass.
we're making a record right
You
now.
know,
But the thing is, the thing that's missing when those people and they're alone on their computer is producers. Like that's a
Production value, yeah,
question,
absolutely.
like the producers are the ones with the magic, and like just somebody with a laptop. I don't think they have those abilities. I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. Maybe I'm
Well, other people feel the same way. I interviewed an Arizona resident not too long ago, Alice Cooper. And I said to Alice, I said, nobody can really spin a ballad like you. Only women bleed, and some great ballads you put out. He says, it's not me, man. It's Bob Ezrin. He's the
Bob Ezrin.
producer. Yeah,
Yeah,
he puts that all together. He brings in the orchestration. He brings in the
yeah.
backing vocals. He says, I just come and sing lead and get out.
Yeah, no, Bob Ezrin, he was the man, yeah, all of that. But yeah, it's sad. It's a dying profession, and so, I work, I produce with my partner. We produce all the records together now, and that's something I love doing, and I'm involved in every second of all of it. So that's
That's
really
great.
I
that's
think
just like.
what's coming up in nowadays is like you have to have a niche. You have to be something else and make music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're sticking to the B movies, beehives, and beeheads.
The
Well,
bees.
and the bees in those three videos, and then I don't know. I keep coming back. Like you'll always hear a Western guitar somewhere in a Farfisa organ, and you'll see someone with big hair. Like that's kind of like
I love that.
I kind of go back to those. Whatever style of music I'm doing, and I've done some weird albums. I mean, they're all different. I got to experiment. That was the best thing about getting dropped from Elektra Records, was that I decided I didn't breed well in captivity, and I didn't want to be a part of, like a corporation who was telling me how to be and who didn't get me. So I got to experiment and do all different kinds of music. I mean, always odd and like irreverent, but that's fun. That's fun for me. So it's thrilling that you all have seen some of these videos. It's just the new ones. I love it.
How is that world for you? Filming all this stuff. It's super fun, huh? I hope.
Well, it's so fun, and I find myself getting involved in the editing and I co-produced the Day of the Gun video. So I produced. Directed. I'm the executive producer, but the directing is, that's I don't know. I just like all of it. I like casting. I like wardrobe, and I'm like the bad guest who won't leave. I'm just
Do you like the guy that shows up in the morning to make the omelet? Right when you get there,
Yeah,
the guy in the truck.
Like with Pussycat Babylon, some of the graphics are amazing. Monty Python likes some of them, definitely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very
Of course, I'm a
much.
huge Monty Python fan, so that's definitely a compliment.
I mean, I always try and put humor in every. It always, it always happens. Even when I'm talking about something serious, I try and like have something funny underneath it in case someone thinks it's corny, because I really hate being corny. I can't stand it when other people are corny, and so if I'm saying something that means something to me, I kind of like, frame it in a joke. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of how
Make a serious point, but you discount it at the same time.
Yes, that the juxtaposition, and so that's really fun. I think that's the most interesting part of being alive. The juxtapositions and two things, opposite things being like totally true at the same moment. That's fascinating to me.
Well, I'm certainly glad in a competitive world like we have right now, music-wise and everything else, that you're winding it up. not winding it down.
Yeah, I'm winding it up. Until someone like makes me stop, I'm just like I'm on the road and in a race car, and I don't know where it's headed, but I'm having such a wonderful time,
If somebody makes you stop, give me their name.
Okay.
Where is it headed though? Do
Yeah,
you,
just
do
give me
you
their
have any
name.
idea?
Well, I mean,
Is there going to be a fourth song soon? Or
oh,
what?
there's a whole record, there's a whole album that those
You
three
gonna keep
videos
making
are
these
from.
videos?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like I've got the video bug now.
You
I
should.
want to do a video for every song on the record. It's
I mean,
crazy.
I'm sure back in the day it was so expensive and so difficult to get your point across in video. And now you got these guys unloading the van, and they got all the stuff right here, and
All
it's
the
like,
stuff.
boom, and it's done.
I mean, the funny thing is, when I was on Elektra in convertible music, which is still one of my favorite records, I was about to do some videos, and they decided to cancel the video shoot the night before we were going. We had all the sets built, and I said, why did you do that? My manager is best friends with the guy who runs MTV. What the hell are you doing? And they said, there's no future in video. And so I was not on MTV.
I'm glad I was that guy.
I was not on MTV, and I think that's where we missed a step, of actually people knowing who I was at all,
That's the
Hopefully
record
that
I
guy
found.
doesn't have a job right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
there's
the one
no
I found
video.
in Paso up there. That's the record I bought, and I was like, I haven't seen any of the videos from this album.
There weren't any because they were canceled, So, yeah, so that was heartbreaking for me, so I think I'm making up for lost time. I'm just like, and I can't stop, and so, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, people want me to write a book because
I was gonna ask you that. Yeah, that's the next step. Everybody says that.
but I have a really crazy, kind of, I don't know, background, I guess, and I've done some writing. I've written some articles and whatnot. I love writing. I think that would be really, kind of good. Maybe if I'll do it in third person, so I don't have to react to me going through all this, like. And then she then she did a song called, Juan, are you different? I don't know.
We understand, that not everything makes the tape or makes the film that's interesting and exciting in people's lives. So
yeah,
it would be nice to peek behind the curtain a little bit.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. So that's
you
what.
know how she's gonna write it. She's gonna write it all like there's comedy throughout. She's gonna.
Oh, it's gonna be brilliant, I'm sure.
I mean, the comedy is always everywhere, right? I mean, I think the universe has like the most wicked sense of humor. I mean, it's just like hilarious at moments, and also so sad. It's everything. So I don't know. I'm just trying to, I just report the news. Whatever is in my head is my news, real. So that's all.
The committee delivering the news.
Yeah, I'm just like, I just have no, I have no barriers to anything that wants to come through right now. So
all the people that you met in the 80s and 90s, was there anybody that was super influential that you want to name, or is there somebody you still talk to from then that was a big guiding part of your life?
Nope.
Check that box. Nope.
I'm the same way. It's like, no, not going back there. No, I'm looking
Yeah,
ahead,
it's just
not
like
behind.
moving along there, son. Just I mean, I have special, like remembrance of the Payne brothers. They really changed my life. So those are two, they're not alive anymore. So, but that's who I think of, those are the guys, met them in a bank, it was one of those crazy stories,
What's the doggy's name? You got a cute doggy there on your shoulder.
Oh, yeah, that's Nico Frico from Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Spicy, caliente.
Oh.
Yeah.
Babaloo.
Yeah, no, he's getting older now, so he's a good boy. He's
Yeah.
such a good boy, yeah. So,
Well,
yeah.
well, thank you so much, Josie Cotton, for coming on, man. We would love
Oh,
to
you're
have you
so
back.
welcome.
I
Thank
mean,
you so much.
every time you have a video coming out, or anytime you have news, when you start to write that book, maybe
Okay.
come on back. We'll have you
All
on
right.
again.
If I like head on out to North Korea, I'll let you know.
Let us know. Yeah, we
Oh
could go
my
in your
gosh.
luggage.
Yeah, yeah. Forget my number if you do, because they'll come after me
I
next,
know.
right?
I'm gonna try and get a poster, like, and put it in my suitcase and see if that works this time.
A huge amount of respect to you and your talent and your ability and your stick-to-itiveness.
Thank you. Thank you
Let
so much.
Let's play Disco Ball. Can you tell us about this one? We're gonna play the video.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Okay.
great video. Yeah.
This is a song that I absolutely like channeled, you know, and I didn't change anything. I was playing chords I didn't even know what they were, and the melody. And I go back and I will edit something, and you go, well, that will make a good chorus, and go back to the original inspiration. On this one, my co-producer Paul Rossler, he said, no, let's just leave it like it is. And so I was like, what? And that's what we did. And so the lyrics are absolutely just like complete nonsense in a way. And then I started seeing that they were actually true. And then the video became like an aberration of all of that. And so I don't even it has nothing to do with anything I've said, except my inspiration, a lot of it was James Brown. And that's really,
Ooh.
Huge.
yeah. He was my idol when I was, he was the first, music that I reacted to was James Brown. Like in my room, I didn't even know where I heard it, but like I thought Papa got a brand new suitcase, and but
There you go.
I didn't know he was like slamming the, smack, but I just didn't know. But he's, so that's kind of, it's an aberration, that video. But the funny thing is, I just heard one of the the list of videos that people are watching right now, and they list that video as uplifting morning music with positive energy. And I was going, what? No, I didn't mean to do that. There's a mistake.
Oh no.
That's something wrong. But anyway, isn't that funny?
Oh man. Positive, uplifting horror music.
Yes.
Oh, they forgot the H word. Yeah.
Yeah, with cannibalism, in alien brain surgery, and
Hey.
All of that.
That's where we're at right now, Josie. That's the world we live
positive energy in this world, right? That's
in. Yeah.
distract you from what's really going on.
Well, we love you so much. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Josie
It was
Cotton,
such a
everybody.
pleasure. I
Thank
would
you so
love
much.
Great to see you. Oh, bye. Bye-bye.